What's up guys, welcome back to Car Studio, and I'm finally winterizing my 35-foot fountain. This boat has twin 496 HOs, so I guess technically you don't have to winterize these engines. They are closed cooling, however they do still have a freshwater pickup, and there are some places in the engine that water runs through, like your heat exchanger and your water pump. And Mercury, from the factory, they came with this little air pump and some straighter valves, and you could take off these ports and blow the water out of those channels. So we're going to play it better safe than sorry and run pink antifreeze through the seawater pump and just make sure the freshwater side of the engines is all winterized and freeze proof. And we're also going to fill up the water tank. I don't know why I pointed here, it's just like the shower thing, but we're also going to put some antifreeze in the freshwater tank and run that through all the sinks and this shower here. And so anyways, we have a fountain. We have a fountain. We do have a fountain.
What did you mean to say?
A funnel. I said a fountain. So what we have rigged up here is we have the earmuffs down on the drive, and we have a funnel here, and of course our antifreeze. So all we're going to do is fire it up, pour the antifreeze. We're going to put 2 gallons in each engine and then a little bit in the water tank there. So I'm going to get the camera set up back here on the tripod while we fire it up. You'll get to hear these 496s hum, and we'll get straight to it. I do have Taylor here from Dockside Marine. They're based out of here in Charleston, West Virginia. Awesome place to have your boat winterized or any kind of work done to your boat. Him and Chris are really good guys. All right, let's get to it. All right, before we get on with winterizing the boat, guys, I have to give a shout out to a couple of vendors. The first one is harbormore.com. They sent me this awesome Yeti loadout bucket, and they are an online community, kind of like LinkedIn for boaters. You upload a picture of your boat and your bio, and it's a really awesome way to link all of us boaters together. So check them out, harbormore.com. Link will be in the description of this video. Second vendor I want to shout out is Jim Vanderlyn from Extreme LED Signs, and he sent me this awesome LED sign. It's made of very thick, it looks like 1/2 inch plexiglass. It has the name of my boat, Laundered Money, Port Charleston, West Virginia, and it lights up purple. You guys can have any design made and any color, and this thing is so awesome. It comes with a 110. You can also pay a little extra, get a 12-volt adapter so you can plug it in your boat. I'm not real sure what I'm gonna do with this yet. I kind of want to put it in the man cave in here with a picture of the boat, but I also want it on the boat, maybe behind the bar. So I don't know, but check him out on Facebook, Extreme LED Signs, Jim Vanderlyn, and I will also put his link in the description of this video. I didn't know these things had low water pickups on them. Oh, you weren't soaking water that whole time? Yeah, oh yeah, it was. It's coming out of the exhaust. But I realized about a quarter way through that gallon that it had a low water pickup, so I had to sit there and put my hand over it. Alright guys, as you can see, we got the engines winterized now. I'd like to point out that the procedure we did is not how you winterize every boat. As I mentioned before, my boat has a closed cooling system, and what that means is it actually has antifreeze, just like your car engine does, that goes through. It has a water pump, you know, just like a car engine, and the antifreeze goes through this heat exchanger, and which then goes through the engine. Now what cools the antifreeze down is, you know, river or lake water or sea water that's sucked up through the drives, and it has a seawater pump down here, which is what I rebuilt earlier this year. And so no fresh water actually goes through my engines. It's just antifreeze. That's what makes it a closed cooling system. And that is awesome for a saltwater boat, and it's also nice when you have a climate like ours where you have to winterize. So you can actually, what you can actually do with these boats is they come with a little pump that you hook to these strainer valve right here, and there are blue little plastic wing nuts on various parts of the engines, and you just crack those open and you just pump some air into the strainer valve, and that'll blow the fresh water out of that side of the coolant system. But you know, that might work just fine, but like I said, I like to play it better safe than sorry. And so what we did, you know, put some antifreeze in anywhere that there's fresh water, in the seawater pump, all of the lines, hoses, heat exchanger. I don't have to worry about anything messing up now or freezing. Now the method that we used works just fine on any other boat motor, one that's not closed coolant system, but you either have to take the thermostat out or get the boat to operating temperature first. That way you make sure the whole engine, both heads, everything, the risers, manifolds, everything gets antifreeze inside of them. These engines doesn't do that. We didn't need to do that. Like I said, antifreeze is in the engines. We were just winterizing the freshwater side of the boat, or saltwater side if it's a saltwater boat. So yeah, they're winterized. As you saw just now, I've got antifreeze in my holding tank. I put almost a gallon in it, and now all we got to do is turn on the water pump. And I did that the same way that we did the boat. Right here's my port for filling up the freshwater tank. So now that we have antifreeze in the holding tank, all I gotta do is turn on the water pump and run the faucets and that shower on the back until pink antifreeze comes out. And then we know that all the lines are full of antifreeze. So, turn on cabin power. Go down here, flip on the water pump. You can hear it running. This sink is not plumbed for some reason. I've never had it work, but the one inside the head is. So see, there was water in that line that could have freeze and busted. And just keep running that till it turns pink. A lot of air in those lines. There it is. Let that run nice and pink. All right. That starting to see some pink there. Yeah, that's all pink. If you guys saw my last video on this boat about everything that had broken on it, one of the things I mentioned was this hatch motor that made it go up and down. It like it would slowly go up, slowly go down. Eventually it just wouldn't open. And I just assumed the motor had gone bad. That's usually what happens, especially when they start, you know, operating slow like that. Literally just now, as I was making this video and working on the boat and cleaning it and stuff, it dawned on me, because we had already unbolted it from up here and I just didn't finish unbolting it from the bracket. Well, I was looking at how to take it the rest of the way off, and I thought it was bolted on the bottom, but actually it pivots on a piece of stainless bar, which I'll show you in a minute on the other one. And somehow corrosion got to it and it was completely frozen solid. So like when we unbolted it from right here, it should have swung down and it didn't, and that's when it hit me. Holy crap, I bet it just froze up from corrosion. So I went up there and I hit the switch and it slid right out, went back in, up and down just fine. So I had to unbolt it, and it's like really you know, froze up. So I've got it soaking in some PB Blaster. Tomorrow I might have to put some heat on it, break that loose, but yeah, that's fixed now. Well, it's about to be fixed, and it didn't cost me anything. It just a lot of elbow grease and a lot of labor. Another issue, I'll take you down here to the cabin and show you something else I figured out while I was winterizing this boat. So take a second, look how clean I got this down here. I spent about 2 hours the other day cleaning it. I took the bed completely out of it, opened up all the compartments and wiped the floor down really good, all the seats, cleaned the cooler and the little bar area here, cleaned the head, the sinks, everything in here super clean, vacuumed it. Also put down a moisture absorber. Within like a month or two, I'll probably have to keep checking. This thing's going to be full of water and have to be drained, and probably a new one. This thing, these crystals here, whatever they are, I don't know the chemical makeup or the science part of it, but these absorb water, and that's key to keeping mildew from the inside of your boat. And also, you know, moisture's bad for a boat in many ways. So we've got that in here. The cabin's done. But what I was going to say is, so here's the step from the cockpit area, and inside that hole right there, here's the lid. I opened it up not too long ago, and I noticed there was water down in there, and that concerned me because there's water nowhere else in the boat, and I was wondering if there was like a bilge pump up here. Well, actually, it wasn't very deep. I put this screwdriver down in there and it just barely touched. So I sucked that out with a shop vac because I didn't know how else to drain it. I haven't cleaned any of this yet. It's really filthy. But what I noticed down here where those drains are had 1/2-inch PVC plugs for some reason. You can see it's really dirty right now because I got that water to drain. For whatever reason, it had caps. I don't know if the last time the boat was winterized, you know, they plug those holes up so mice or something won't crawl in there. I don't know. I have no idea why they would plug that. But the whole time I've owned the boat, those plugs have been in it. I never thought, the way the plugs were made, you could stick your finger in it. They looked like they weren't plugs. They weren't like a cap. So when I stuck my finger in there earlier, I realized it was solid. And I took them out, and as soon as I took them out, water drained out of it. So we've got that draining, got the boat super dry, and all that's left to do now is just wash the outside. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I also like to put another moisture tub like that down in the bilge area, close the hatch, and just try and keep the boat as dry as possible, keep the mildew down, and keep the wood dry, hopefully. But yeah, check it out. I cleaned all this up today. Spent about an hour up here cleaning the helm, polished everything up, wiped all the gauges, and this thing was really dirty, but it's clean now. So yeah, I'm just going to clean this back seat that's gotten filthy from working on. I should have covered that up with a towel, but I'll probably have this recovered. It's got some wear right there anyways. I wasn't too worried about it, but yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you a quick rundown of how I winterize my boat. and it's a lot of cleaning. Boats are a ton of maintenance, a lot of money, a lot of headache, but the good far outweighs the bad. So there's more coming up on this boat here in the next few months. I plan on installing a Simrad screen, chart plotter, and also vessel view on the helm. That way, all of my gauges are digital, and I can monitor both engines, all their parameters, and read codes, and just kind of update that helm in general, make it look a lot newer. We also have some stereo upgrades. I did already upgrade my stereo, if you saw my last video, but honestly, it didn't turn out sounding as good as I expected. So we're going to do all new subs, amps, 6.5 speakers, and I'm also planning on putting tower speakers under the hatch. So you pull it to the sandbar, open up the hatch, you got a couple loudspeakers, some tower speakers. The sound will travel more. A lot of times with boats, you can have a really loud sound system in the boat, but once you get out of it, the sound just doesn't travel. I plan on adding to my engine hatches on this boat. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Like and subscribe. There's more on this boat coming up here shortly, and see you next time.